What's going on, guys? So we're back here doing our review for Metroid Prime Federation Force. I figured we'd do a co-op review since I actually played 100% co-op with this guy here. So this is going to be our review. So Metroid Prime Federation Force game has gotten a lot of hate.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of hate, and people,
especially when they revealed that first trailer.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
All the dislikes on YouTube, but
everyone's on. I'm just like, I'm looking forward to this.
It was a good game. It wasn't perfect. Definitely, the ending left a lot to be desired.
Oh
but,
yeah, it's definitely a step up from Triforce Heroes.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I really like the game. Definitely, it is a more co-op suited game. Definitely. There were even parts that it was just us two. It was even parts that were really hard for even us two.
Yeah.
And you can tell the game is made for like 3 or 4 people. So if you can get a good group of people going, definitely this is.
Or you can be a boss and use the lone wolf mod, or be like me, where I have only used it on 2 occasions. Yeah. I've done every mission so far without the lone wolf mod.
Oh geez, yeah.
I've done. Yeah, there's only 2 missions. Because there was the giant beetle. I did that with the lone wolf mod because I know I couldn't do that by myself. Mm-hmm. And. Oh, no, I think that's the only one, because I don't know. I didn't use it for that orb boss. I'm probably going to need it for that one with the drill, though.
Yeah. So, the thing about it is, a lot of people are wondering, is this a Metroid game? Does it feel like a Metroid game? Me, personally, it felt like Metroid Prime. It had that atmosphere.
Yeah.
It had that atmosphere. There was a lot of very abandoned areas, creepy atmospheres and stuff. It is a lot more action oriented, so I guess it took more of a hunter's approach in that aspect.
Yeah,
at least that's what I would say. I mean, there are still puzzles there, and especially a lot of them rely on co-op too. Like there was like the missions where
we had to get those tubes or whatever launched in the air. And
I
was like, wait, how do we? Oh, okay, bam, bam, bam. Okay.
Or get the orbs or the eggs or whatever it was.
God, that one.
Yes, that was crazy.
That's a little story.
You need at least 2 people because one person needs to fend off the pirates. So
it is still doable because I mean, if you're by yourself, because the drones will do it.
Yeah.
Or like that mission, what was it? Oh, when we had to get the fucking the codexes or whatever.
Yeah.
That mission. Oh my God.
that was crazy.
A pain. Just us 2 though. That was ridiculous.
Right. So, I mean, it is able to be played on its own, but definitely this is a more co-op experience, something you'll want to get friends with for. But I mean, again, it is made to where it is able to be played single player. Like I said, the game itself was kind of short. There was only like, what, 22, 23 missions, something like that?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
24, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And, I mean, honestly, if you really wanted to, you could probably sit down in an afternoon and go through the whole thing if you really wanted to.
You could probably beat it in one sitting.
Yeah, it's not a long game. But you can keep doing the missions over and over because there are other mods to find. There are different side missions within the missions to do, so you can get different grades on the missions, which I believe that's what unlocks the different skins and stuff.
Yeah.
But the skins are a bit disappointing because all they really do is they just change the color of your mech. They don't do anything else. The only ones that do anything are like the 2 amiibo ones that you get with Samus and Zero Suit Samus. I think Samus is the one that lets you hold more.
Samus, like, quadruples your missile count.
Which is awesome. That's the one I use.
The Zero Suit one doubles the amount of beam shots you got.
Yeah, exactly. So, the gameplay, though, is top-notch. It has both... if you have a new 3DS, you can use the C-Stick with it. You can also use the gyro controls as well. I went back and forth on them. It depends just on the situation. Depends on how I was sitting. But they both work well. 3D works pretty well as well. I mean, I like the 3D in this game. Did you like 3D in this game?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, there is, you do have, obviously, like I said, we already talked about the multiplayer. Download play it does have for Blast Ball, because there is a secondary game in this Blast Ball, which is basically, if you've played Rocket League, it's basically that, but with instead of being cars, you're
giant robots, pretty much.
Pretty much, it's basically Metroid Soccer, which personally, like, it's okay, but after playing Rocket League for so long, I wasn't like as into Blast Ball.
I haven't really played it outside of like the 1 or 2 times we did with the demo, and that was it. So we didn't dabble too much in Blast Ball. I mean it's fun, but Blast Ball is another thing that, again, you'll probably want to get a bunch of people for. I mean, because it was only just us 2, and we were going back and forth with the ball. We weren't really getting much anywhere with it. You definitely need like a good team of people, like at least like 4 or more people.
for that. Like I said, it does use amiibo like we were talking about. Samus and Zero Suit Samus amiibo. You can use the regular amiibo, but it unlocks just one skin. Blast Ball is online, and I'm not. I want to say the actual game is online too.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it is. I'll say because there's an option for online.
Yep. So you can play this local, solo, online, Blast Ball, or the main Federation Force campaign. And then, like I said, the actual gameplay, it's all tight. The controls are tight. One thing I can say though is the weapon selections. We could have used a bit more weapons, and again that goes into how short the game was too, because like it seemed like every other mission you're choosing the same thing. It's like, okay, you got free shot, flame shot, and you got your missile, super missile. You know, it was the same couple things each mission.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you know,
not really diverse, but
yeah. And even there was some missions where they kind of handed you things that would work. Like obviously you need flame shots on the ice planet and everything. But then there was times where that'd be some of the only weapons you could choose, and they really didn't do much in that mission anyway.
Right.
So it did need a little bit more balance in that aspect. Like we were saying, the campaign's short. As far as the story goes, the story I felt it was good seeing a story from the Federation's perspective.
Yeah.
But I feel, at least me personally, I feel like this is a game that it needs a complementary game that would show like what Samus was doing alongside of it or something, or at least like a sequel showing more about this, because like there wasn't a very coherent storyline. At least like in other games there is, like it's always, you know, stop the space pirates, but like this one it just seemed like, okay, we've got a new mission, the space pirates at this base, go here, okay, you won there, okay, oh now I got a mission, do this.
Yeah, you gotta go here. You just kind of keep going back and forth between 3 planets, and that was it.
Yeah, and then like there is quite a bit of a bombshell towards the end that they sort of hint throughout. We're not going to spoil it, but it has to do with the final boss. And when you first see it, like, it's actually really cool what they did, because you're not expecting it. But the final boss itself, when you face it, it's kind of a letdown.
Yeah, I'll admit, I was definitely expecting a lot more. Like after we beat that one, I was thinking, okay, you know, it's gonna, you know, open up and it's gonna be, there's gonna be more to it. And it was just no. It's just one form.
One form, yeah. And there was bosses earlier in the game that I believe had more than one form too.
Some of them.
Yeah. So. And so it's like I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but I will say the final boss. It's a giant fucking ball. It's a giant ball. So it's
I mean, the game kind of had a thing for orbs anyway.
Yeah. And then like when you beat the game, it's like you don't really feel like I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like the game itself, going through the game was fun. It was a blast. But when you actually get to the ending and you beat the final boss, you don't feel like you accomplished a whole lot.
It feels like there could have been a bit more to it.
Exactly.
Like, it kind of leaves you wanting to do more.
I think,
at least for me.
Exactly. See, that's what I feel. I almost feel like with what the fans, how no one really gave it a chance, especially after all the negativity. I think after that, I think the game's development may have been rushed a bit, because I think at that point Nintendo was probably like, all right, just get it out there, just screw it. Which I feel kind of hurt it, because no one was willing to give it a chance. If it had a little bit more warmer reception, they may have put more into development time. We may have gotten a couple more missions. May have been supported more, and it may have been turned out to be a better product. So yeah, definitely. I feel like this did come out at $40. I think it still is $40. I think it could use at least like a $10 price drop. I think it could be a $30 game at least. That's just, I don't know, just with the content, there's not a whole lot here, but what is here is fun. It is a really fun game. Like I said, it does have replay value. You can continue to go over it. Plus, like I said, there's Blast Ball. It does have online. I know there is, the online's not dead. There is a steady online community. It's not huge, but I know there are a good group of people that do play online. Yeah, it does set up for other stuff. The ending of the game did hint at certain things to come, like a potential Prime 4. So it does move the series a little bit forward, but it doesn't do anything as far as, like, it hints towards the future, but it doesn't actually take any advancing steps, if that makes any sense. That's what I would say anyways. And I mean, I don't know, is there anything else you wanted to say about it? Like,
Just the fact that glitch we had sucked so much.
Oh yeah, there was a glitch. What?
When we were trying to get the egg in that mission and it turned invisible, I was like, oh, I got it. And then we beat the game. It was like, where's the bonus scene? You looked it up. It was like, oh, the egg. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I already know when I go through that, I'm saving all my free shots. And as soon as the orbs grab, the drone grab, I'm just like, No. No, it's like, no, we're getting this egg to the ship.
Oh yeah.
that was so gay.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, like I said, as far as feeling like a Metroid game, it does feel like a Metroid game. It feels a lot more action oriented, so it's kind of like Metroid Prime Hunters, not necessarily 1, 2, and 3, but it still does have that Prime atmosphere. Gameplay's top notch. Like I said, the controls, they work, whether it's gyro, whether it's 3D or no 3D. You know, the frame rate is fine. No graphical glitches. The game actually looks really good too. It uses the 3DS system really well. Music was pretty good. I felt the music was pretty good.
I'll say when I actually was playing through, on my solo file, and I was listening to the first boss music, by myself, I was like, wow, this is a really good song.
Oh yeah.
I actually want to see if I need to see if I can find that, because that was a pretty good song.
Yeah, and like so there's some areas that are really like. There's not much going on, little beats here and there, which it reminded me a lot of Metroid Prime.
Yeah, along and
exactly.
Like boom! Oh shit!
Yeah, a lot like Metroid Prime, So, but yeah, it could have been. You could have used a little more diversity, more missions. Could have been longer. The story could have been a little more fleshed out, better ending, I do believe. Things like the weapon types, enemy types, a lot of that could have been expanded on. But what we did have is good. It is good. So like I said, it's a blast. And like I said, you have an additional multiplayer mode to play. Like I said, solo, local, online, you have all that's there. So definitely, I would personally give it a 7 out of 10. That would be my personal score for it. I think it's a 7 out of 10, definitely. Definitely not the best Metroid game, but is it a Metroid game? Does it feel like a Metroid game? Absolutely. It does have some kinks that it could have improved on. I feel like they could have been the development could have been better, but I think a 7 out of 10 is more than fair for it. I don't know. What do you think?
I'd probably give it a 7.5. Because, I mean, for the longest time, I always, thought, how good of an idea this would be. Ever since, because truth be told, I thought about back in Prime 3, and it wasn't until Other M, you heard me, Other M, that, when I started seeing them, during the very first boss fight, I started thinking, it'd be really awesome for a game, we get to play as the Federation. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
and when they did this, I was like, wow, holy shit. My thought actually came true.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I bump it up by 0.5 because I mean this is something I was really I always thought would be awesome.
And yeah, and I agree with you there because I mean I always like expansion. I like seeing a universe expanding and like basically branching out, showing different perspectives. I've always appreciated that with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Star Wars and like they just released Rogue One, which has nothing to do. I mean, it does sort of, but like the actual characters and the perspective of that movie is from something completely different than we've seen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this. Like you still have Samus. She's still a big part of the game. She's still a big supporting character, and she influences a lot of this game. But it's not from her perspective. It's from the Federation's perspective. So it's still in that same universe, and it still gives you the same Metroid vibes, just from a different perspective. And I guess that's the way I've always looked at it as. It doesn't mean that this is going to be Metroid and that this is going to become the series and that Samus is going away. That's not what it means. It just means that this is an entry in the series from a different perspective. And but it's still a entry in that series. It still has those series standards, and I think that's what people need to look at. It still holds up because of that. So definitely give it a chance. So I give it a 7 out of 10. He gives it a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Have you played the game? Are you going to get the game? Did this review influence your decision at all? Let us know. Love to hear it. And yeah, that's about it. Anything else you'd like to say on that?
No, I got nothing.
Yep. So Metroid Prime, Federation Force, not as bad as people made out to be. Good game. And yeah, that's about it. As always, catch you later, guys.